Hi, welcome back, everyone. We're now in the home stretch for day one of summer camp, and to close out the day, we're bringing back one of our most popular sessions from years past. Building on the talk that you just heard by Jose Antonio Bowen, we'll guide you through the process of creating an interactive syllabus using Top Hat. Hosted by Candy DeLon, a client training specialist here at Top Hat, this session will teach you how to use video and interactive questions to engage students from the get-go, and why an interactive syllabus is a great way to set expectations, drive accountability, and excite students about the journey ahead. Over to you, Canny.
All right, I'm just going to share my screen here. All right, thank you for the introduction, Jake. And hi, everyone. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedules to join us today. My name is Canny, and I'm an instructional designer / client training specialist here at Top Hat. And I'm really excited to be here with you all in promoting active learning, especially before the fall semester rolls around. For the duration of this presentation, we have my lovely colleague Sim here in the chat. She's going to be lending out some helping hands. So if any questions come up, please feel free to ask them. She's more than happy to help. All right, so in terms of our agenda for this session, I want to start by asking you all a few questions to get you thinking about how you create or use your syllabus and how your students have traditionally interacted with it. We'll then talk about some learning objectives and the power of an interactive syllabus and why we want to implement that in our classes. And the bulk of the presentation, of course, is going to be a demo, just so you know how to create your own interactive syllabus in Top Hat. Then we'll finish everything off with a quick discussion or a Q&A if we have the time, and I'll hand it over to Jake to conclude for the day. So my first question is going to be a Zoom poll question. Do you feel confident that students are reading your syllabus? It's a yes or no question, but there might be some in-betweens. Maybe students are reading all of it, maybe they're reading part of it, none of it maybe. So I'll wait for some results to come through. And I don't know that I see the results yet. Okay, so I'm unable to see them as of now, but a lot of students have a lot of anxiety around the first day of classes. So it's important that we give them a tool that speaks to them and allows them to navigate the course and understand the kinds of expectations that we have from them. All right, so the next question is going to be done in the Zoom chat. So what is one thing that you want your students to take away from your syllabus? And this can vary from class to class, of course. You know, perhaps you want it to be assignments, maybe learning objectives, the readings that you'll assign, or maybe late policies. What is the most important thing that you want your students to take away from the syllabus? I feel like I shared my screen incorrectly. Let's see. All right, so I see structure of my course, assignments and deadlines, learning objectives. Awesome. Course framework, policies. Amazing. Great. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of really great responses here. And these are things that you want to keep in mind. Maybe you want to add some interactive elements surrounding these important topics in the syllabus. And of course, I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. So in terms of learning objectives for an interactive syllabus, we want to gain insight into our class's syllabus review through an interactive low-stakes opportunity. Students tend to have what I like to call the scaries, or at least I did at the start of a new semester, but we want to gauge their understanding of the contents in our syllabus in a way that is easy and approachable. Next, we want to get to know our students and enhance a personalized class in the first week. Getting to know our students will help guide our instruction or help us tailor and accommodate for our students. And finally, an interactive syllabus allows students to create connections with you, your content, and their classmates. And this can be done even before the first day of class to take away those scaries that I mentioned. So how do we know that an interactive syllabus holds power? So we surveyed students and found that nearly 70% of them wanted to learn through collaboration and interactive activities. They noted that they wanted to see their classes and professors foster a sense of belonging and community. And I can imagine that's especially the case after 2 years learning remote. And we additionally found that active learning is directly correlated with student perception of value and is essential in fostering the motivation to learn. So in other words, we want to break away from the monotony of a traditional syllabus and give students the opportunity to participate in their learning. Now we'll switch gears here and we're going to walk through creating an interactive syllabus in our Top Hats Pages feature. So we're going to include images, videos, comprehension check questions, click on target questions, and discussion questions. So we want to enrich our syllabus with active learning and community building through these add-ins. So I'm just going to pull Top Hat up now. All right, so first things first, we're going to take a look at a traditional syllabus that I've uploaded on Top Hat in a PDF format. And there's obviously a lot of really important content here, but we want to tweak it and incorporate some active learning and get insights into whether or not students are making use of this syllabus and understanding, again, the learning objectives and the expectations that are listed out here. So how do we do that? I invite you all just to watch with me as I go through, and next week you will receive email communication about summer camp, including access to the interactive syllabus that I'm going to show you here, and you're more than welcome to model your own after it. So to get started, we're going to click on this create button on the upper left-hand corner of the page, and then we're going to click on pages in the third column. So this is going to bring you to a nearly blank canvas, and this is essentially an interactive word processor. So we're going to add a title, and let's just call it syllabus, and I'm going to do the same up here. And I don't want to waste time and copy and paste all of the material that I had in PDF form into this page, but I've already done that, so I'm just going to pull it up and show you how we can make the syllabus sing. This is just how you get started. Also, make sure you save as you're creating these. There's no autosave system, but I'll talk a little bit about that later. All right, so this is my syllabus here. This is all the information that I had in that PDF. And I'm just going to go into that edit button here on the upper right-hand corner. And now you can see we can make all the changes that we want to. So we want to incorporate some backwards design here. So it's important to think about what we want students to get from the syllabus. So I'm going to start by adding some headers. So we're going to highlight instructor here, for example, and you'll see this formatting toolbar that comes up. And you're able to, insert hyperlinks, definitions, things like that. But we're more interested right now in headings. So I'm going to pick heading 2 here. And these headings are going to come in handy once students actually have access to the syllabus. It's going to act as a clickable index. So any headings that you have created, they're going to be on the left-hand side of the syllabus. They can click through and navigate to whatever section they need answers from. I'm going to... And under instructor here, I do have some information, but I want to make this a little more personal. So I'm going to call this introduction to me. And I'm also going to add an image just to put a face to my name before the first day of class. And the way to do that is if you hover over the left-hand side of pages, you're going to see these blue plus signs that appear. And once you click into that, you'll see a lot of visual and interactive components that you can add here. So you have questions, you can import content from the rest of the course onto this page. You can embed videos and there won't be any ads or anything like that. You can add images, discussions, tables, and iframes. So I'm going to go to picture here. And there is a picture of me and it is quite large. So I'm going to change the size and then I'm going to left align this. So I'm going to make it very small. I'm going to left align and now my information is right beside my image. You can also use this space to create like an about me section, but I'm just going to write, I'm more than happy to help with any inquiries. However, please refer to the syllabus before sending an email. And hopefully that can help mitigate that, I'm sure, the floods of emails that you all receive in that first week of classes. All right, so now that we've introduced ourselves, we want to give our students the space to present themselves to you as instructors and to their peers too. So I'm going to jump down below and I am going to click on the plus sign again. And I'm going to create a discussion question. And I'm going to call this introduce yourself. And over here, I'm going to, in the topic, I'm going to write, please share your first name, your major, and your favorite memory from the past summer. Obviously, with this kind of question, there's not going to be a correctness grade. So by default, it's going to be in Top Hat, it's a half correctness point, half participation point. So I'm just going to set this one to 0, but I still want to give students some credit if they did participate. And if we scroll down below, we see these response options, and this is sort of about the anonymity of the questions. So as we have them now, we have responses can be seen by everyone, participants are anonymous to no one. And if you look below, you kind of get this hint here. It says open discussion. Students will be able to see each other's responses and see who said what. So it kind of tells you what sort of settings you have and what that's going to look like. And if you play around with it, it's going to change, but we're going to leave this as is since we're already asking students to share their names. I'm just going to move this up here and then I'm going to save this. All right. I'm not done yet. Let's add more. So again, I'm going to hover over the left-hand side and I'm going to locate that blue plus sign and I'm going to click into question. So here we have tons of different Top Hat questions that you can embed within your syllabus. And let's add a click on target question because this one's really fun and it's generally underutilized, I find. So I'm going to call this one discipline. And I'm going to say, please select your discipline. And then I'm going to upload an image. So I have this nice graphic with 4 main disciplines. And basically with this type of question, typically if there's a correct answer, you're going to click on wherever the correct answer is on a graph, wherever you want students to select. But obviously with this type of question, there's no correct answer. So we're going to leave this blank here and we're going to add 1 attempt. And then automatically, because I haven't clicked on a target in this image, correctness is just not accounted for anymore. There's no more correctness grade. It's just a participation grade. And I do have to note here with anonymous, if you set the question to anonymous, that also includes yourself. So you also won't be able to see if, what students have responded. So we're going to leave this one off. I would just really suggest this if you're dealing with more like sensitive content or subject matter. So I'm just going to save it like this. And now I have their names, I have their major, I have their favorite memory from the summer, and also a fun way to get involved with the platform and show their academic discipline. So let's scroll down a little bit and I'm going to add some more headings here. So for course, I'm going to highlight that again, heading 2. And, based on what discipline students are coming from, you might want to even include like a little video on the page that might walk through students who are otherwise unfamiliar with the content of the course. So I'm going to add a video here. I'm going to click on this plus sign video and I should have, perfect. I have a YouTube video saved. And then this is just going to talk about the contents of the course. And again, there's not going to be any ads or anything like that. So that's going to be very nice. All right, I'm going to add another another heading here for learning objectives. So heading 2. And this is a great way to get insight going. So we can ask students here what learning objectives they're most excited about. And this can help us kind of be more agile in our teaching or help us inform our instruction. So I'm going to click on that plus sign again. And this time, I'm going to create another discussion question, but this time we'll play with anonymity. So I'm going to write learning objective. What learning objective are you most excited about? And again, there's not going to be a correct answer here. So I'm going to set this to 0 and leave the participation as 0.5. And I have responses can be seen by everyone, but maybe I want to hide students' names so that they're more inclined to respond. So I'm going to click participants are anonymous to participants only. And because I've changed that, I get a note at the bottom that says open discussion once again, but students cannot see names. So again, that hint is really nice to just kind of know what settings you have on and what that looks like. Right, so I'm going to save that here. Righty then, and then I'm going to add a few comprehension check questions. We want to make sure that students are actually reading the syllabus and understanding, again, the expectations that we have here. So I'm going to go to this grade breakdown session. I made a table earlier. This one's very easy again. plus sign, and you have the table here that you can create. But I want to see if students actually understand the worth of the assignments that we have. So I see that reflections are worth 20%, and there are 10 to complete worth 2% each. So I'm going to jump to the next line and I'm going to ask about that. So I'm going to find the blue plus sign again on the left-hand side, and I'm going to create a multiple choice question here. All right, so reflections. And then I'm going to ask, how many reflections make up the combined 20% of your grade? So we know that they need 10 of them. So I'm going to add 10. I'm going to throw them off and put it on at B. I'm going to put 5. I'm going to add 20. I'll do 2 and I'll do 4. And you can add up to 10 responses here or 10 options here. Just make sure that you select the correct answer. This one, I'm going to leave the half-point correctness, half-point participation, because I want to make sure that they understand this assignment or this assessment. So I have that there, just a verification question. Right, and then I know that there's a major paper, perfect. So I'm going to actually create a matching question, and I want students to be able to match the correct assignment to the corresponding grade. So I'm going to do that right here. I'm going to go and click on the plus sign again. I'm going to go into question and I'm going to create a matching question. So we can call this grade breakdown. And I'm going to say match the assignment. Oops. Match the assignment to the corresponding grade. So I'm going to put participation, and you want to write this, you want to set this up so that it's in the correct order. It is going to randomize once it's assigned to students. So I'm going to write 15%, reflections, 20%. There was also presentation, 15%. And I'm also going to write, I'm also going to add some incorrect options again, just to throw them off a little bit. So I'm going to write 50% and I'll add 30% too. Again, I want to keep the half-point correctness, half-point participation, just so that I know, if students understand. And then you can also, you're also able to award partial grades for, if students get most of it right, maybe they were off on one of them, or you can choose not to, but let's do that for the first week just to ease their anxiety, and we'll save that there. And awesome. So now we have a matching question. We have a bunch of comprehension checks and discussion questions as well. So the last thing that I want to cover in this demo is late marks. So just down here, there's no way to upload like a signature here, but I guess there technically is. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a word answer question, and we're going to have students sign their names to acknowledge that they've actually read through the late mark policy and that they understand it. So I'm going to click word answer here, and I'm going to call this late marks or perfect. And then I'm going to write, actually, I'm going to call this acknowledgement of late marks. There we go. And I'm going to use this kind of like as a digital signature. So I have read and acknowledged the late marks policy for this course. And then in brackets, I'm just going to specify, and I'm going to say, please put your name in the box below to acknowledge that you understand this policy. So pretty clear. And because there isn't a correct answer here, we're just going to delete this like that. Again, because we've deleted the correct answer box, there's no correctness grade accounted for, and it's just going to be participation. So we have that there. All right, and then, yeah, you can add really like questions, content anywhere that you want, as long as you see those blue plus signs as you're hovering on the left-hand side, and make sure that you save as you go. Again, this is not an auto-save system, and I don't want you all to put in a ton of work and then your computer crashes or like there's a Wi-Fi issue. So just save as you go and get into that habit. And that's closed there. So now I'm going to open this syllabus in a reading view. And if I open, that's just going to be on the bottom right corner. So if I open that, I can see the headings that I created. And of course, you can create more. You can create subheadings as well, as long as you change the heading size. but I can just jump to wherever I need to go. And yeah, it's really easy. And this is how students are going to navigate. And even with my discussion questions too, you'll see this message board. I could write a response here, and I'm just going to say, actually, okay, let me type it. Familiarity with the theory and practice of world citizenship, and pretend this is a more insightful answer with an explanation, but I'm going to post this, and you'll see here that, yeah, students can respond here. They can also leave a thumbs up as well if they agree with their classmate. And that's really how you're going to create your interactive syllabus. If there's also a comment that you want removed for whatever reason, you can also just delete that right there and you're good to go. So now I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to go back into PowerPoint. All right. And then now that we've gone through everything, I just want to ask a polling question that should appear on Zoom right now. So how likely are you to incorporate an interactive syllabus in your course? And 5 is the most likely. I'll give everyone a moment till I see the results. Or I can wait and we can revisit that. But I did want to share quickly about insights. So as students are responding to the questions that are in that interactive syllabus, their responses are going to be directly recorded into the gradebook. And this is, again, going to allow you insights into who your students are, what topics they're interested in, and their understanding of the course structure. So again, just to quickly review those learning objectives, we learned how to gain insights by using low stakes and even anonymous opportunities for students to get points. Students become active and build community, and we remain agile in our teaching. And again, this can happen before students even enter the classroom. If time permits, which I'm not sure if we do have the time, but are there any questions? Any questions at all about anything that we've gone through? Oh, there's Q&A. There we go. Is there a slow? Okay. Can you use this for lectures? So pages you can't necessarily use for lectures, but here, let me do this here. Yeah, you can't necessarily use it for lectures. I mean, you could create a page and embed it into a PowerPoint, but you can also like embed these question types into your slideshows and present them that way too. And I saw another question. Yeah, so you would assign this in homework mode because you want to get the insights like Sim said. Perfect. All right. So I want to thank you all for joining me today, and I hope that you captured some ideas to create a welcoming first day of class for your students and a new start to the semester. I'd also encourage for you to learn about how you can use Top Hat pages to create interactive content for other areas of your course. And you can respond to the poll that we launched just moments ago. A Top Hat team member will be happy to help you out. And before we close, I'd like to pass it back to our MC, Jake, to wrap up day 1 of summer camp. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Canny, and thank you to all our presenters today. To everyone on the call, we hope you picked up some new ideas to make your teaching this fall more inclusive, effective, and engaging. Now, we covered a lot of ground today, so we're going to be sending follow-up emails with links to helpful resources, including the webinar recordings, the presentation slides, and more in-depth information on getting started with Top Hat. And you can always connect with your Top Hat account rep for a refresher, and if you don't know who that is, just send an email to support@tophat.com and we'll get you connected. Now, starting at noon tomorrow, Eastern Time, We've got another great lineup for you all. You'll hear from faculty presenters on how they're keeping students engaged both in and out of class, and we'll spotlight some pioneering technology designed to help STEM students succeed and master even the most challenging concepts. To join tomorrow's sessions, you can simply use the same Zoom link as you did today. Until then, I hope you enjoy a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you.